Running a martial arts school, or any business for that matter, isn't just about sales and service. It's about protecting what you're building. And in today's episode of We Do the Work, I'm breaking down the 6 essential roles that you need on your dream team, and why the worst time to look for help is when you're already dealing with a kitchen fire in your business. We Do the Work is dedicated to those who believe in the tenacious pursuit of their dreams. In a world where we aim to turn ceilings into floors, we dive deep into the essence of health, wealth, and relationships, uncovering that true fulfillment lies not in our achievements, but in the journey of us doing the work. Back in 2017, I had to deal with 3 things that most business owners would never want to have to deal with in their companies. First and foremost, I got audited by the IRS. That's never fun. Second, there was a lawsuit that was brought against us from one of the families in our school. And third, we had the DCF come after us claiming that our after-school program was a daycare. And when those 3 things happened kind of back to back to back in the same year, I really realized that I didn't have time to figure it out, and I needed experts who already knew me and knew my business. Now, fortunately, dealing with the IRS, I had an amazing accountant that held my hand and walked me through the process. And after about 10 months of back and forth and auditing and paperwork, the IRS said I owed $10.50. That was the fastest check that I've ever written in my life. In terms of the lawsuit, thankfully, we had liability insurance that was able to cover it. Now, it was still incredibly emotional and very scary, but at the end of the day, we were protected. And then finally, with the DCF, they ended up realizing that we weren't operating as a daycare and we really were an after-school enrichment program. So you've got to make sure as a business owner that you start to build what I call the dream team, and you need to do it when things are going well so that when that time comes where something doesn't go well, you are prepared. So I want to dive into 6 key dream team members that every business needs to consider having on their side. So first and foremost is an insurance broker. You need to be able to protect your assets, to protect your team, to protect your students, and to protect yourself. And insurance isn't cheap, especially if you're going to go with a plan that's going to give you the coverage that you're probably going to want and need if something happens. And I highly recommend looking for an insurance broker that truly understands your industry. Yes, it can be expensive, but it's even more expensive if an issue happens and you aren't covered. So we have basic general liability insurance, but there's other types of insurances that it would be worth asking your broker if it's something that you should purchase as a plan, such as EPLI insurance. I have a great relationship with Beth Block of Block Insurance. I call her the queen of insurance in the martial arts industry. She specializes in working with school owners. She's a martial artist herself, so she truly understands your needs. So highly recommend checking her out. The second key dream team member that you should absolutely have on your side is a lawyer. And we're going to use lawyers for things like drafting contracts, for drafting your waiver, for needing to handle disputes or make sure that you're within compliance and ultimately protection. One of the best things about having a lawyer on your side is being able to have them review everything that you sign and that you are having your students sign. And oftentimes when a lawsuit does happen, the only people that end up winning are the lawyers. And you want to make sure you have a great relationship with somebody local. There is going to be a time in your business that you're going to need a lawyer. And I highly recommend vetting ones in your area and getting them on a retainer before an incident occurs. When you have a lawyer on a retainer, you're not having to worry about whether or not they're going to be able to help you. The third key team member that you need to have on your dream team is your accountant. Why? Well, hopefully you're paying taxes, but more than just filing paperwork for you, they really should be there to help you with planning and financial strategy. What I have found with working with numerous accountants is you have ones that are just kind of reactive who will just file the paperwork when it's due. But what you want to find is somebody that proactively advises you and one that also matches your risk level. Different business owners have different risk levels. Some might be more risk adverse. That's me. So you want to find one that matches that risk level and also understand that an accountant and a bookkeeper are two totally different roles, and you want to be making sure that you're meeting with your accountant at least 3 times a year. So if your accountant right now is just kind of being reactive and all they're doing is filing paperwork for you, highly recommend finding somebody that is more proactive, that is going to help you plan, going to help you with projections, and they are going to match that risk tolerance. The fourth key team member on your dream team is one that most small businesses probably don't consider, and I invite you to consider having them on your team, and that's an HR consultant. Most martial arts schools, when you think about who is sitting in the HR role, it's typically the owner. And there is so much information out there on how to stay compliant. And having an HR consultant that you can reach out to make sure you are staying compliant, that can help you with hiring, that can help you with terminations, is absolutely, for me, a non-negotiable, because it's really your shield against lawsuits, and they can be a partner in helping you build a very healthy team. And what's really cool is that there are third-party HR consultant companies that are affordable because they charge you based off of hourly work. And something like a martial arts school, you might only need 1 hour a week or every other week where you're meeting with them and making sure things like your handbook is compliant, making sure that your onboarding is set up in a way to set your team members up for success, and somebody to bounce questions off of if you ever do need to terminate somebody. Again, you can find these HR consultants locally, and the good ones will probably charge you anywhere from about $130 to $200 per hour. But if you're only using them for a couple hours a month, it's a really great investment. The fifth key team member to your dream team is a banker. And there might become a time where you are going to want to look into getting business loans or opening a line of credit. And this relationship was really impactful for me because I decided that I wanted to purchase commercial real estate where I could put my business inside. And ideally, you want to build that relationship before you need the money. So when you pick up the phone to call for that business loan or that line of credit, they already know your name. And I would recommend checking out your smaller local banks, as the big banks don't really care about you because you're really just a number to them. I was fortunate enough to get multiple lines of credit, to get multiple loans for commercial real estate due to the relationship that I have with a small bank. And the sixth key team member that you need are mentors. And mentors really help you to see the blind spots that you don't see. They help to shorten the learning curve, and they're really your cheat codes in life and business. And I don't think that you should just have one mentor. I think you need to have mentors in each area of your life that you want to improve, from your business to your marriage to your health to your finances. And I think one of the hardest parts is vetting these mentors, right? It's very easy in today's social media and internet for people to make claims. And one of the things that I absolutely love with one of my mentors is I ask them to share their W-2 with me. So I know, hey, this guy that is telling me he's making this much money, he actually is making that much money because he showed me the receipts. I think another really important aspect of finding mentors is not just the ones that can help you get the result that you're looking for, so in your business, maybe growing your revenue, but ones that are aligned with the same core values that you have as well. When we put our head on our pillow at night, we want to feel really good about the decisions that we're making in our business. And if you have a mentor providing you with advice, we just want to make sure that our values are aligned. So here's your action steps. 1, you need to start building your dream team early. Start with one of these, one that you don't currently have. Then you need to treat them like gold because they really are going to be your safety net. And don't ghost them. Make sure you're staying in touch with them even if you don't need them. For example, someone like my banker, I'm not getting a loan every single month, but I make sure to check in on a quarterly basis and just send him an email and see how things are going. And he'll ask me, how's your son Cruz doing? We have a relationship. You also want to make sure that you're being completely transparent and honest. Your dream team can only help you if they know the real story, and be prepared to pay and pay them well because great help is worth every penny. Finally, trust but verify. We want to have faith in what they're saying, but I also want to see proof. So if you're going to be working with a mentor that is telling you they can help you accomplish X, Y, and Z, I would ask, well, can you share with me some information about somebody that's like me that you helped accomplish X, Y, and Z? As a martial arts school owner, your mission is to protect your students, to protect your team, to protect yourself, and to protect your business. And you cannot do it alone. So you need to be building this dream team now. So when the storm comes, and I promise you it will, you can focus on solving the problem and not trying to find a lifeboat. I hope this gives you some inspiration, some motivation to go out and start building that dream team. And if you don't have all 6 yet, just pick one today to start with. Do the work now so your future self can thank you later. I'll see you on the next episode of We Do the Work.